From obligation to awakening, a morning in Pakistan that changed everything. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Light Beneath Layers, a journey of knowing thyself. In this sacred space, we do not shame culture or hide behind silence. We bring truth to the table so the soul can exhale. This is a story from my heart, raw, reflective, and lovingly told. Not to judge anyone or any land, but to help us all understand how programming becomes personality and how healing begins the moment we start asking, why do I do what I do? It was February 15, 2024, and I was in Pakistan, my birth country. My first mirror. The morning began with a sweet call from my daughter in Canada, asking for something she needed for her mortgage approval. It was the full circle moment. I was in the land of my upbringing, and my daughter was building a life of freedom, generosity, and self-respect. After the call, I did my usual self-care. Oil pulling, lemon salt water before heading downstairs to make tea. Now in Pakistan, winter brings its own sacred chaos. No gas when you need to cook. No electricity when the heat scorches the earth. It took 30 minutes just to boil water. And during that wait, I spoke with Allah Buksh, my sister's cook, and a kind soul with stories that stretch far beyond this home. He shared about a tragic death in his village. Someone's child had passed away. But what struck me the most was not the grief, it was the obligation. He was not sure if he felt sadness or not, but he had to go, or at least send his son, because they came when his mother died. Even without resources, even when the heart feels numb, the rules of cultural debt demand repayment. It is never about what you feel, it is always about what you owe. That moment shattered something inside me, because it was not just Allah Buksh's story, it was mine, it was everyone's. In this part of the world, almost everything is done from a place of obligation. Weddings, funerals, favors, feasts. Even love often gets buried beneath the weight of what others will think if you do not show up. So people show up, but their soul do not. And then, like pressure cookers, they explode in private. That is why rage hides in so many families. Not because they are bad, but because they are exhausted from performing. Gossips become a survival language. Insult flies at traffic cops. Bribes are paid with clenched teeth. And even kindness becomes a transaction. And still, I want to say this with deep reverence. Pakistani people are the best hosts in the world. When trauma knocks, we answer with open doors and open hearts. We carry each other in grief, feed strangers, and never let anyone go hungry. But underneath that beauty lies a shadow. Centuries of cultural conditioning that makes obligation feel like virtue and silence feel like safety. For decades, I lived that way. I am a good girl. I cannot say no. I must do what looks right. But my soul, it was starving. I did not even realize that behind my helpfulness was a deep fear of judgment, fear of being seen as selfish, fear of not being enough. And in that, I was no different than anyone else. When you are never taught to say, "What do I need?" you spend your whole life saying, "What do they want from me?" Even our grief becomes rehearsed. Even our happiness becomes managed. So here I am now, standing in the same country with different eyes, not judging it, not shaming it, but awakening within it. I see clearly now that no one is bad. Most people like me were never given a choice. We do what we do out of duty, but if given the space to be heard, respected, and loved, we would still do it, but with a full heart, not an empty one. That is the shift, that is the healing, and that is the soul contract so many of us carry when we incarnate into this part of the world. To live the weight of obligation until it breaks us open, to be crushed by expectations until we finally say enough, to realize that the chaos we see outside mirrors the confusion inside, and both are calling us home. After that long chat and my finally boiled tea, I whispered to myself, today I will take care of myself, and I meant it, not from ego, not from guilt, but from love. Because healing is not about running away. It is about looking around very room you once felt trapped in and saying, I see you now, and I choose differently. This is not just my story, it is yours. It is the story of so many souls born into cultural contracts they never signed, but also the same souls who are now here to break cycles, not hearts. So here is to every soul who came to this land not to suffer, but to remember. To the daughters who stayed silent until their silence cracked. To the sons who gave everything hoping to be seen. To the mothers who forgot themselves until the day they remembered. You are not just sharing a story. You are giving permission for others to be human, to be messy, to be divine, all at once. You are the light beneath layers, and the word is better because you were brave enough to speak.